We are so glad that you have tuned in. It is 3 o'clock and this is Activate Live.
Activate your voice.
Fight for your rights. Speak up. Speak out.
We're union and we're proud.
Go Union.
Live from Maryland, this is Activate Live.
Welcome to Activate Live. I'm Tanya Hutchins. We're going out to our Western Territory to speak with a member of one of our California locals that just won a big arbitration. And we're going to talk with the lead organizer of a recent organizing win in New York. So stay with us. We'll have both of those interviews in just a moment. But first, here's Delane Adams with the latest labor news.
Thank you, Tanya. This week is No Vote on NAFTA week. So again, the IAM and other unions have made it clear that we need a new trade deal that puts the brakes on outsourcing and improves workers' lives in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. And you see the graphic up there. Please take a second and call your member of Congress and urge them to vote no on the new NAFTA until it's fixed. Again, call your representative at 1-855-856-7545. Again, outsourcing remains a key concern for America's working families, but also labor protections for all the workers in Mexico, the United States, and Canada. So that's our news this week, Tanya, and I'm excited to see the news that you're going to announce today.
Thank you. And those phone calls are so important, aren't they? When you write and call our members of Congress, and it just helps a lot to get that recorded.
Yeah, it gets that recorded. Again, this is a no vote on NAFTA this week, so again, no vote until it's fixed.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Delane.
Take care, Tanya.
Well, congratulations are in order for IAM Local 2786 in California after arbitration ended in victory. Our machinist union members work at Vandenberg Air Force Base in the central coast of California. Joining us now to tell us what happened is Local Secretary Treasurer Nate Quackenbush. Nate, thanks for joining us.
Hi, Tanya, no problem.
First, tell us, what type of work do our members do at Vandenberg Air Force Base?
Our members, they build, assemble, and launch rockets for the United Launch Alliance out there at Vandenberg. They also maintain all the facilities and tooling and structures required to pull off such a feat.
Now, you work there too. What is your particular job and your title?
I'm in the aerospace maintenance group. We concentrate more on the facilities and the special systems.
Now, what exactly led to this arbitration? Can you kind of set up the scenario for us?
Yeah, well, our members were laid off. ULA brought out workers from other sites to perform work instead of abiding by the contract and recalling our laid off employees.
Now, if the contract stated that, how did that make you all feel when you weren't recalled?
It was disappointing because our members put out endless hours and days away from their families and their homes in support of this. They support our troops, they support NASA, these missions really support our country, and they're very proud of that. So it was pretty tragic when they were replaced by workers from other sites.
Now, how did the arbitration go? Because you mentioned that this was in the contract that you all were supposed to be recalled. So how did that arbitration go when it was going on?
Well, we had two of our lead negotiators and our Grand Lodge rep, Richard Suarez. They gathered all the information and they gathered all the contract language and all their dedication and hard work. They just went in there very, very well prepared.
Now, I see a pretty big team there that's on the screen. This has got to be 20 people. Like, that must make you feel good that everybody was working together.
Yes, we have groups in Decatur, Alabama, and Cape Canaveral, Florida, and at Vandenberg, and we're all in a master contract, so we're a big team.
Now, speaking of that contract, how important is your union contract to you personally?
Well, it's very important. It protects, for me specifically, it protects my wages. It protects my working conditions. It provides job security. Without a contract, you don't know what's going to happen day to day, and there's no guarantees and very few protections when it comes to our employment without that contract.
And how long have you been a union member, Nate?
I've been in the IAM for about 8 years.
Now think about to previous jobs that you've had. Have you worked in jobs that didn't have a union contract?
Yes, I have, and it's not the same. You can be terminated for any reason the employer feels like terminating you for, and without the contract, they get away with it.
Well, we just want to congratulate you on this arbitration win and the great team that you had out there in the Western Territory, because this was worth millions, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, and it took a lot of hard work and dedication from a lot of people to pull this one off.
Is there anything else you'd like to say?
Yeah, I just like to point out this would not have been possible at all without the hard work and the dedication of our senior negotiators. We had Steve Watts and Tom Roeder, our Grand Lodge rep, Richard Suarez. You know, you're talking long hours, and they're not getting paid for this. They're doing this for the good of the membership. And then we had unlimited support from General Vice President Gary Allen, and I was very proud. I was very proud to be a fight machinist with all the support and the service we received. It was great.
Well, congratulations again, and thank you, Nate, for taking the time out of your day to speak with us.
Thank you, Tanya.
So what do you think at home about IAM Local 2786 win at United Launch Alliance? Comment now to activate your voice about arbitration and how your union contract benefits you. Let us know what you think by commenting on this video using live chat on YouTube, comments on Facebook, or by replying to this video on Twitter. And we thank all of the people who have joined our show so far, and we appreciate it as always. Well, if you are a union member, you're an organizer. So we thought it would be a good idea to share some organizing tips each week. And here's the first one, and it's something that isn't always easy to do. It was actually my New Year's resolution this year. Listen twice as much as you speak. It's about their issues, not yours. Are you a good listener? Do you find it hard to keep quiet when others are speaking just because you can't wait to tell them what you think? Well, that's my challenge. Try listening more and talking less next time you talk to someone having issues at work. You'll learn a lot. And for more information on organizing with the Machinists Union, you can contact us at organize@iamaw.org. That's organize@iamaw.org, and we'll bring you some more tips each week. Different ones. You can suggest some if you want as well. Well, speaking of organizing, more than 60 remote pilot operators and air traffic control instructors at Washington Consulting Group in New York voted overwhelmingly to join the IAM. Joining us now is IAM Grand Lodge representative Mike Evans, who led the organizing campaign. Hi, Mike. How are you?
Good, Tanya. How are you?
Pretty good. First of all, tell us what the workers at Washington Consulting Group do in their daily jobs.
Basically, there's two classifications. One is an instructor, which most instructors, if not all, come out of air traffic control. They're retired. They've been in the service of air traffic control their working lives, and now are put in front of them the skill set to instruct future air traffic controllers to help us stay safe up in the sky.
So what was the key to your success in this campaign?
Well, and I also forgot to mention the second classification is what they call remote pilot operators.
Oh, that's right.
The success in the campaign really was one of your suggestions was listening more than talking. That's always a good thing because really what I always claim to do is assist people through their campaign. I try to lead when it's necessary, but basically assist folks that are interested in organizing, get through an organizing campaign, which is very complex at times, has a lot of things to it. The company's anti-union approach comes into play. Legal actions that need to be taken, the NLRB process. There's a lot of things that make it very complicated to organize. So I'm there to offer that, but really what I'm really doing is assisting these workers through this process.
You know, you mentioned our listening tip. Isn't there a percentage that you use when you're listening to people versus talking? What's the one that you use?
I always use the 80-20 rule. If I'm talking more than 20% of the time, I'm probably not doing as good as I can. It truly is about listening, taking in what they're saying, and being able to understand it fully. before you can sort of join together with people you're just meeting in an organizing campaign, and then moving together with the same agenda. So I apply the 80-20 rule.
Now, getting back to the air traffic control instructors, how many air traffic control instructors are they joining nationwide? Because we have this job classification in other areas of the country.
Yeah, that's correct. You're looking at about over 280. Recently down in Oklahoma, there was a big instructor campaign run by Grand Lodge Rep Robert Anderson out of our department. Down there's probably the biggest facility that hosts probably the majority of air traffic controllers in one location. This campaign is kind of a spring off from that success that Bob was able to do down there. So they'll be joining about 280 of the other instructors.
Are there other workers out there with similar jobs that could benefit from union representation like ours?
Oh yeah, we are the IAW Aerospace Workers, and as you know, from these instructors helping these new students coming out and providing safety in the skies and so forth, we organize and recognize everybody all the way down to those tarmacs out in the fields that do the mechanic work and so forth. We are the largest in the aerospace sector, among other sectors, what we represent. But in this particular sector, we can offer a lot to those that are not organized out in the sector. Our experience, our understanding of service contract and so forth is something that just kind of puts us ahead of everybody else. And we can offer a lot in this area.
So it sounds like there's room to grow with this particular job classification.
Yeah, this particular job classification, we do understand there's quite a few more around this classification out in the country that are unorganized at this time. But yeah, in the air traffic control segment, there's a lot of room to grow when it comes to organizing.
Now, who was on your team in New York?
New York, we had Jason Woodward, who assisted us from headquarters with a lot of our communications and things like that. Frank Hannigan was on the ground, and Bob Anderson was there to assist us through what his experience was in Oklahoma, was to help us assist us through the understanding of what their roles and responsibilities are in their workplace, so we had a better understanding as an organization assisting them.
When did this campaign begin? Because it worked like clockwork from the outside looking in.
Yeah, this was a good experience. Like I said, the instructors come out of air traffic control. Most of them were, spent 30 years as an air traffic controller and have union background and union experience. It's the RPOs, the remote pilot operators, that seem to be a younger workforce, one that doesn't have a lot of experience around organized labor. So the instructors were really important in the process of helping these remote pilot operators understand what it means to be organized and the benefits that come along with it. So I had a lot of assistance in this campaign, let's put it that way, and it went very smooth. And it was really a good experience overall.
How important is teamwork? Because we talked to Nate earlier, and he talked about the team that was working with Arbitration out in California, and there were like 20 members all working together. How important is teamwork when it does come to organizing as well?
It's essential. Without teamwork, I don't know how you could be successful. Like I was mentioning earlier, organizing is very complex. Between the legalities of it, down to being on the ground and working with people, you need teamwork. You need a lot of people to help organize, to keep the continuity together, and to assist. So it would be impossible, I think, if we didn't use teamwork.
Okay, now that we have the organizing win, what is the next step?
The next step for this particular group is to move them into the bargaining piece of this, where they can sit down and start negotiating with the company and so forth. And we have put together a very strategic approach to this. We're utilizing our aerospace department, and I've already been in touch with the district that will be heading this up, business rep Bill Sneff, and so forth. So our whole thing is to make sure that the process going from organizing to bargaining is very smooth for them. Everybody understands each step and how valuable it is and essential. And that's our goal right now, is to make sure these guys get a good first contract.
All right. Anything else you'd like to mention about this organizing win?
No, but you mentioned teamwork, and I got to say it's across the spectrum in this organization, all the way down to every level. Every level is just as important as the next. I don't even want to use the term level. The communication department is always there to assist us in organizing strategic resources and everything else. So anybody that's out there that is going to embark on an organizing campaign really should take advantage of all those resources that are available to us by all these departments that are supporting organizing and so forth. So like you said, it's teamwork across the board.
Well, we appreciate you taking the time out to talk to us, Mike, and we're going to try to do organizing tips every week, so we'll probably be checking in with you in the organizing department for some of those tips, but feel free to send them along, and hopefully we'll have you back again.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much. That was Mike Evans, our Grand Lodge representative, on an organizing win in New York. So congratulations to everyone there, especially the workers. Well, taking a look back this week in labor history, we have some information brought to you by Unionist.com. On April 15th, 1889, Asa Philip Randolph was born. He was a civil rights leader and a labor leader. Randolph organized and led the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters, the first predominantly black labor union, which later became part of what is now known today as the Transportation Communications Union, or TCU-IAM. Well, April 20th marks the Ludlow Massacre of 1914. Now, this is what the tent city looked like. 900 people lived there, striking coal miners and their families. This was private property that was leased by the miners' union. Now here, look at this next photo of a rally with speakers standing in an open-top car during the strike. Now, Colorado State Militia used machine guns and fire to kill about 20 people, including 11 children. 400 bullets flew every minute, according to reports. Now, this is all that was left, ruins, after fire tore through the tents. Now, can you imagine that happening today? So all of this, just all these photos, just let you know how tragic it was and how different the times were back then compared to today. But we have to learn from our past, lest we repeat it. A special shout out now to all of our YouTube subscribers, especially if you're watching right now, because we finally passed 1,000. So you can now visit our community page. So just look for the tab on our YouTube page next to playlists at the top of the page and continue to spread the word that we need you to hit the red subscribe button and the bell for notifications so that you'll know when we upload awesome videos like the one that features Machinist Union Women of AK Steel in Ohio. So this page right here, we would love for you to go to the community page and just send us a comment. You can comment on this graphic right here. So thank you so much to all of our YouTube viewers and all of our subscribers. It's growing. I think we're up to 1,016 YouTube subscribers right now, and that's how you keep up to date on all of our videos on YouTube. Well, if you are a member of the IAM, one of the benefits of your union membership is the ability to take classes at the William W. Wimpesinger Education and Technology Center in Maryland. And here are some deadlines to keep in mind. April 22nd is time to register for EAP 3. April 29th is the deadline for Federal Employees Basic Program. And if you're taking the Financial Officers class, that deadline is May 13th. You can get more information at the website wimpesinger.iamaw.org. And as far as our state council meetings go, here's where your state councils are meeting. Michigan State Council meets in Ann Arbor April 26th through the 28th. New York State Council meets April 28th through the 30th in Niagara Falls, New York. And we have some other deadlines. You can enter the IAM photo, newsletter, website, and video contest. This is the last week to register for this contest, or all of these contests. April 19th is the deadline, and that is this Friday. So you only have a couple more days to get your best entries in. Spread the word to your locals and your districts. And May 1st, we will live stream the Workers' Memorial Service at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. This is where we mourn the dead, fight for the living. It will take place in Hollywood, Maryland at the Wimpesinger Center's Workers' Memorial Park, which is right behind the W3 Center. Hopefully the weather will work out for us, but for anyone that isn't able to be there, we hope to live stream this at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific. And you can always watch it at any time. As far as our special events go for conferences, we have the Legislative Conference coming up in Washington, D.C., May 6th through the 8th. And the IAM Wood, Pulp, and Paper Contest is going on. It's a conference we can have a contest there, is a conference in Biloxi, Mississippi, June 10th to the 14th. We will be there for a special show of Activate Live. And in June 4th to the 6th, all of the communicators across the country will be coming together for our Voice Activation Communications Conference. We hope to see as many communicators there as we can, so we can learn how to activate our voices in our locals and in our districts, so we can get all of our messages out no matter where we are in North America. Well, if you learned something today or you just plain like watching this union-made show, share this video to your local or district page. And thanks so much to all of you who already do. So we will see you next Wednesday, same social media channel, same social media time. You can watch anytime. Thank you.